Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 13th. This week, we're just going to jump right in here, Leo, and we are going to see what comes up for you at this time, Leo. You have this ears wide open card. Pretty much every single sign this week has had something about just, needing to pay attention to what's going on around you and things like that. So I would, pay attention, of course, Leo. I kind of like this. I feel like some of you are getting into this flow state as well here with this row right here. You have the sun, which is you, coming up. So I feel for some of you, there's a lot of happiness coming in for you with the sun as well, but it is your energy. You have this ears wide open card here. So I feel for some of you, it is asking you to pay attention. You have the Seven of Cups. I almost feel like saying don't settle are the words that are popping into my head here, Leo. Sometimes I think we want a job, for example, and maybe we, finally after a long period of time get a job offer and we just accept it because we've been waiting too long, but it's not right. So I do get this energy here of needing to not settle. Obviously, if you need money and you need a job, sometimes we just have to accept something, get the job so we can get some cash flow, and then we can go get something else. So, I think a job is a bad example, especially if you need money, because, again, I feel like you should probably, if you need it, then I would get it, is what I would say here. But it could be something else like love. Maybe this is saying you've been hoping for love for a while, and I feel like someone could be coming in for you, but maybe they're not right. Maybe they have a lot of warning signs here with these Seven of Cups. I would pay attention to that. And I just wouldn't accept any old person into your life if they're not right. And I feel like this is saying kind of what's right, so pay attention to that. You have the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, and the Page of Wands here. I feel this calling, again, there's this major flow here. You have the flow card, and then you have the Ace of Wands, Nine of Cups, Lovers. It's something is meant for you here, and it's going to just flow very, very easily, and I love that. So I feel like something, I don't think something easy is coming into your life, but I do feel there's kind of a wish coming in for you here, Leo. But it's going to require you to move past this. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores, and it kind of says get out of the choppy waters, which I feel a lot of you could be doing. You could be getting out of these choppy waters in your life. Page of Wands is a card of adventure, so it kind of says it's time to start a new adventure. Let's see what this adventure is here, Leo. With the Six of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles here. Two of Pentacles, I feel you are getting very busy. I feel like things are speeding up as well. Things, you could be noticing the pressure of time is what I'm getting here, where it's maybe you feel like you're running out of time, and that could be affecting your decisions, but I would try to slow things down. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Page of Cups here. This is also where I'm getting this don't settle type of energy. It's kind of one of those things where sometimes I think, I don't know how to verbalize this, Leo, if I'm being honest with you. I feel this feeling of let's say you always wanted to manifest a certain amount of money. I feel like this is saying, don't settle for less, no matter what. Page of Cups is a little dreamy. It is your imagination and things like that. But with that Seven of Cups, the Seven of Cups sometimes I feel could be saying, maybe you want to manifest $1 million in your life and you want to go buy an island and live on the beach, right? But it's maybe you see an opportunity to sell your house and for less money, and then you could go retire in an apartment or something. I'm not judging the situation. I'm just coming up with an example here, Leo. And what I would say here is I feel like this reading is really encouraging you to say no to settling, in some sort of situation. I feel like it is saying it might be taking longer. It might look like it's more work to accomplish whatever your dream is. But the Page of Cups, this fish could easily jump out of that cup. And it kind of says, don't let your dreams go. Don't let something that you want to manifest go. Yeah, Page of Wands, you have the Ten of Cups. Fortune after difficulty. It's a card of community and success and all sorts of stuff. I feel like you just haven't figured something out yet. One of my favorite people of all time, I feel like I'm always quoting him in your readings, Leo, Les Brown. He says something about you haven't failed, you just haven't figured it out yet. You just haven't found the answer. And I feel like that's where some of you are, in any area of your life, anywhere where you're trying to be successful. I feel like it's not that you failed. I feel like you just haven't figured it out yet. You just haven't found the answer, but you're about to. You have this flow card. I feel like it's saying go with the flow. Again, as I've been saying all year, to me, everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. It's like, I feel that we're kind of in this hamster wheel because of COVID and everything else. It's kind of locked everybody up, obviously. And I feel like it's gotten us stuck. So we need to get unstuck. And so how do we get unstuck? There are great things that we can do. We can learn something new. I always tell people learning because it takes you on a mental adventure. Like if you learn something new about anything, I don't care what it is. Maybe you're into Godzilla, and or maybe you learn about Godzilla and you're like, I'm going to watch the Godzilla movies. Great, you're learning something new. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as your mind is going on the adventure. Maybe you want to learn about knitting. Maybe you want to learn about llamas. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I would go on an adventure because that's probably where you're to find some answers that you are looking for, or maybe you didn't even know you were looking for as well. It's like I tell people all the time, like so many things, like I personally have learned so many like things from disconnected resources. And that's kind of like what I'm getting here is it's like maybe you're trying to grow your business and maybe you start learning about llamas and maybe you learn something about a llama business that could be applied to your business. It's like I feel like people don't realize like how sometimes seemingly disconnected things could actually provide us the answer that we're looking for. And I feel like the go with the flow thing here is saying go on a mental adventure. You have the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Lovers. Again, the Ace of Wands is inspiration. It is a card of just like following your bliss or following your joy. The Ace of Wands is about kind of like seeing something that you might be interested in and learning about it. It is also a card of kind of like an opportunity and needing to grab onto that opportunity to be successful. The Nine of Cups is a wish, and the Lovers is a new opportunity. Lovers to me says you're at a crossroads, but I would keep pushing. I do also feel like there could be love coming in for you here, Leo, if you don't already have it. So there could be love coming in for you. A lot of desire, a lot of passion. The Lovers, for some of you, I feel like there is a choice here. I feel like something needs to come back into balance with the Lovers here as well. It needs more something. Let's look into this and figure out what it needs. But let's see here, Leo. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords says allow people to help you. Comes up for everybody. Teamwork makes the dream work, as I've been saying. I mean, just look at the astrology. There's tons of stuff in the astrology. Personally, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, I see it, where I feel like if we can work with other people, co-create, we're going to be a lot more successful than we normally would be. And again, as I've been saying, this doesn't mean you need like a business partner in your business, but it does mean that if you can, maybe you just need to have a person you meet with who also has a business and you can share ideas. Again, that's where we're going to get our best ideas. Seven of Swords also says things will never be perfect. So it's like we need to start making things perfect in our own life. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Lovers. I do feel like some of you have been wishing for love. This looks like an admirer here. Page of Cups, the Lovers, the Nine of Cups. Could be some conflict in love here as well. Maybe it's like your feelings is what I feel here, Leo. We're going to look into it over here. It looks like past disappointments could be causing some issues. And with the Lovers, you have the Ten of Wands. Yeah, carrying the weight. Like I said, something is out of balance. I got that here on the Lovers. I was like feeling kind of like, I feel like I was like leaning. It's going to sound weird, but again, I trust my feelings when I do card readings. And I felt like I was leaning more towards one side, not the other. I know that sounds stupid, but what I'm saying is, it's almost like maybe in relationships, one person or the other person is always carrying too much responsibility. I feel like it's you. It's like maybe you carry too many responsibilities and you're not giving enough to the other person. I always say that like this is not a good thing because it's like if you're carrying all the responsibility and the other person isn't doing anything, that means they're not doing anything for the relationship, so then they won't value it. It's not even their fault, right? So it's like I feel like this is where I don't think relationships necessarily are ever truly like equal, right? I feel like sometimes it's like one person maybe picks up the more slack than the other person, and then it's probably more like a flip-flop thing where it's like one person does more than the other person does more, and it kind of goes back and forth. Really, I feel like we shouldn't necessarily be looking for equal relationships. I feel like we should be looking for relationships where we are kind of like building each other up. I don't know that that's equal. I don't think that's the right word. So, that's why, I don't think, necessarily equal relationships is the right word. I feel like it's more of a building up energy. And it's kind of like that's what you're moving towards. Very good is what I would say here, because it's like if you're always building each other up, then it's like you are creating a power couple. It's like you're creating something that can't be destroyed, right? But again, I feel like there's an imbalance here of energy. And again, sometimes I think if we get into a relationship and we're taking on too many responsibilities, it's because we feel like we can't be loved or whatever. So it's like we think I have to do more so that this person will love me. And I feel like you need to be loved just on your own, just as you are with the Lover's card is what this is saying. I feel like it's yourself, especially with that Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is the lone wolf, you know? So I do feel like some of you maybe are working on that. For others, I do feel like feel maybe in past relationships, I feel like you could be hyper aware of things that people are saying in relationships because maybe in the past you felt like you were lied to here. Doesn't really feel like cheating. Some of you obviously could have been cheated on, but it feels more like a lie to me. And I feel like you're trying to avoid that in the future, obviously. Next, you have the regeneration card. So I feel like you are regenerating here. I feel like you are healing from whatever these past situations are. You have the Five of Cups, the Five of Wands, and the Sun. It's like a lot of happiness for you here, Leo. I feel like you need to turn around and be grateful for what you do have. I feel like you need to look at what you do have as well. I also feel like you need to realize what you have to offer here in relationships because it's probably a lot more than just this right here, right? And I feel like you need to realize that. Five of Wands is like a card of conflict and competition. I do feel like it could be you dating or meeting some new people, but at the same time, I feel there is a lot of happiness coming in with that Sun card. So let's see. I'm going to clarify this right away. With the Five of Cups, healing, the Star, so I feel like you are healing at this time. Could be an air sign coming in for you. You have a lot of air energy here. Gemini, Aquarius, it could be any sign. This is just a general reading. But I do feel like you're healing here with this energy. The star, it's kind of like about your inner compass as well. And I feel like you need to trust that inner voice. That's what's popping into my head. With the Five of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles, needing to let go of past conflicts. I don't know what it is. I feel it this week as well, where you're not the only sign either. I feel it personally on a personal level as well. I try to remove myself from readings because I don't want myself to, affect the reading. But what I will say is I do feel people could be feeling an energy of kind of like past conflicts in relationships and past problems. We could be, like looking at past things that ended relationships or, caused problems in relationships. We're getting close to the retrograde this week. So, I guess that could make a lot of sense. And I would say probably actually not a bad thing. I don't think that during a retrograde it's a bad idea to look at the past as long as we move past it. As long as we look at it, we recognize it for whatever it is, and then, either heal it or move on. So I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with, looking at the past as long as we're, doing something about it, especially during a retrograde. That's the whole point of a retrograde. It's so that we can do those things. With the Sun here, you have the Four of Cups. I feel like you're afraid of being disappointed, just in general. Let's clarify this here, Leo. Let's ask for more information about, what is going on, what is coming in for you. You have the King of Cups here. This would be someone very emotionally stable, very, successful, definitely good for love. And it could be a water sign, could be any sign, really. I just feel like that's like an emotionally stable person. You have the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is what you're wanting to avoid, unpredictability, right here. Five of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. I feel like the Knight of Wands is what you have experienced, very wild energy as well. I feel out of place is what I would say. It's like, imagine, if you were just a person who doesn't like to go out and you end up meeting a person who likes to go out. It's like there could be a big conflict there where it's like you want to stay home and they always want to go out and party. Obviously, that would create a lot of problems in a relationship, or could, I should say. It's like some people I'm sure are fine, but, some people don't like that. But if you both like to party and you're both going out, then it's probably a good time. If you both like to stay home and not do anything, then it's probably fine. But I feel that for you in past relationships where it's almost like maybe you were meeting people or you were with people who like to do things and that you didn't like to do, and that's where the inconsistent energy comes from. I'm not saying we always have to like what the person we're with likes, right? I feel like we should have differences. I feel like we should have things that we do separately, so you're not always with the person, right? And so that you can have a life of your own. But at the same time, if there are significant differences or that cause problems, I feel like that's what you experienced, inconsistent energy. Yeah, maybe some toxic energy as well. I feel like you need to, the devil could be talking about balance as well in relationships in general. With the King of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, see, the King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, that's like someone who works on themselves, right? So it's like if you're with a person who's working on themselves, they focus on their own stuff, it's probably a good person to be with. Like I was getting that building up energy, where it's like more like you're building each other up. I feel like this is what's coming in for you in the future if you're single. If you're not, you could be in a relationship where you are kind of like working on that. It's like maybe you haven't been able to verbalize that to this point, but I feel like maybe you're learning that, hey, like we should be building each other up. We shouldn't be, fighting or whatever, right? So a lot of you could be working on that. As far as work or business is concerned as well, I feel like some of you could be realizing, financially how your emotions are affecting your finances, and you're probably fixing it, which is a good thing. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords here. Yeah, like rushing energy here, inconsistent just in general. With the Devil, you have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, for a lot of you, it's like new love. Could be an earth sign coming in for some of you, like a Capricorn, but for others, I feel this is more of like a new love reading, where you could be meeting someone new who's like much more consistent. I would like try to let go of this past type of energy here. In a lot of ways, I feel like you're no longer fixing people as well. It's like, those are the words I'm getting. It's like sometimes, like I said, it's like, if you're the type of person who likes to stay home and you attract people who are always out partying, it's like maybe that's you trying to fix them. And I feel like, I kind of feel like that's coming to an end for you, Leo. This is a good thing, not a bad thing, of course. I feel like you're attracting people who don't need to be fixed. Nothing wrong with that, is what I'm going to say. For others, again, I keep getting this whole adventure of the mind thing. I think it would be a good idea for you to kind of like learn something new or get away from something. I get like this obsessive energy here with the Devil, but it's like sometimes I think we can become like obsessed with our problems. It's like if we have a money problem or something, we can become obsessed with it to the point where it dominates our mind. It's the only thing we focus on. Sometimes I think that we feel if we don't, like if we have a money issue, sometimes I feel like we feel if we're not constantly worrying about it, then it means that we're somehow not being responsible for it. But at the same time, I feel like you need to get out of your head. I feel like you need to focus on something else so that you're not being obsessed with an issue. It's like that's where you're going to find all your answers. Hope that makes sense. Pretty good reading. Readings have been weird this week, but, Mercury retrograde, so is coming up, I should say. So thank you for being here, Leo. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.